In last video, we discussed about the Darakaraka planets. In this video, we are going to talk about Atmakaraka planet. So keep watching. Namaste and welcome to Vedic Astrology channel. I'm your host Prasad Mahazani. Help you raise your vibrations and become your true self with the help of Vedic Astrology. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. You'll be getting Vedic astrological videos just like this one. And these videos will help you grow further faster into Vedic astrological studies. Atmakaraka planet. The word literally is comprised of two words, Atma and Karaka. Karaka is the word for the producers. We discussed this in Darakaraka as well. But Karaka is the word which literally means producer. And Atma is the word for the soul. So Atmakaraka is a planet which is responsible for your soul. We have a lot to talk about. Atma is a word for soul, but we have so many indicators to identify the soul in Vedic astrology. Like sun is your soul, right? Sun is your Atma, sun is your consciousness, sun is the light. Atma literally is a Jyoti, so sun is also the Karaka of light and the soul. Atmakaraka. Atma literally means soul. And Karaka are the producers. We have a lot to talk about. Okay. Atma is the soul. We have one more significator of the soul, that is sun. Sun is the Karaka of the soul, consciousness, self, light, which is pretty much the Atma. Okay. Now, Atmakaraka planet is not about the self. Atmakaraka planet is about how you deal with this self in this lifetime. Okay, this is a continuous process. So your karma and your soul plays an important role. Okay, so your karmas and your soul are the only companions you have going to the next birth. Atmakaraka planet. So Atmakaraka planet is about how you interact and deal with this self. How do you look at self in this lifetime? So now, first thing, how to calculate the Atmakaraka planet? How to identify the Atmakaraka planet? Atmakaraka planet is the planet with the highest degrees. Okay, just go to the planetary details in your birth chart. Any software will give you degrees of the planets. Just go to that page of your software and identify the planet with the highest degree. And that the planet with the highest degree is your Atmakaraka. Okay. Next thing is there are two elements to the Atmakaraka. First is where it is placed in your D1 chart and what is the sign it is placed in, the ruler. Okay. Now let's talk about the placement of the houses. Okay. So wherever you have Atmakaraka placed in your birth chart, your life focus will be on that area signified by that planet. And you will be very sensitive about that house. Now, let's go through all the houses quickly. If I have the Atmakaraka placed into the first house of my horoscope, it is a very powerful horoscope because now your life focus will be on yourself. Okay. And this also becomes a person who is materially driven as well as spiritually driven, because first house is Kendra house as well as the Kona houses. If you have Atmakaraka planet placed into the Kendra houses, you are materially driven person. And if it is into the trinal houses, you are more about giving others. So you are spiritually inclined person. Okay. But there is more to it. This is just the basic understanding about the Atmakaraka. We were talking about the placement of Atmakaraka through all the houses. We talked about the first house. In the second house, you are more concerned about what you have in life, about your family. And it also shows you are more concerned about the lineage you belong to. Okay. Let's say you are an astrologer and you belong to certain lineage which practice certain kinds of astrology, so you will be keen on following that astrology. And if anybody is not able to respect that lineage, you are going to confront and save that lineage. Okay, why? Because your life force, your Atmakaraka is placed into that house. Okay, and depending upon the types of planets, these things change as well. Next is the third house. Third house is the house of the communication and siblings, and it is also the house of the self effort. So your life focus will be on that. Let's say I have Atmakaraka planet, and my Atmakaraka planet is in the fourth house of my horoscope in D1. What it shows is my life revolves around my mother. And if you say anything bad about my mother, then I'm going to confront you. Let's say my Atmakaraka planet is into the fifth house of the horoscope. Fifth house is the house of education. Fifth house is the house of child. So my life focus will be around my children. Sixth house is the house of enemies. It's like when you have Atmakaraka planets into the sixth house, you will be ready to fight for the cause, because your life force is now into the sixth house of the confrontation, argument, disagreements, and diseases and enmity. Next is seventh house of spouse. Your life focus will be on the seventh house of your spouse. Eighth house is about death, inheritances, and legacies. Another example, let's say my Atmakaraka planet is into the ninth house of the horoscope. Ninth house has the significations of higher belief, education, guru, and all that is positive. Okay, now my life focus will be around my guru. Okay, and I cannot tolerate anything against them. Why? Because it is my soul. Okay, that's why I cannot tolerate it. 10th house is about the karmas, about the work you do. And 11th house is surprisingly is not only about the labha, but it is 12th to the house of spirituality, which is the sole purpose of the Atma. 12th house is the house of spirituality, and 11th is loss to that house. That's why it is the material gains. Material gains will distract you from the path of spirituality. So it is loss to the house of loss. So Atmakaraka placed into the 11th house in a way might distract you from your spiritual path. Next is Atmakaraka planet into the 12th house. This is one of the best positions for the Atmakaraka for spiritual growth. A person with the Atmakaraka placed into the 12th house of the horoscope is clear about his path. 12th house is about the illusion and spirituality and abstract things, but he gets the clarity because of the Atmakaraka planet placed into the 12th house of the horoscope. Next is the planet. The type of planet also determines the qualities of the Atmakaraka. Okay, we have 7 planets as the Karakas, and Rahu can also be considered as the 8th Karaka, but we consider the 7th Karaka system here. It is about Sun and Saturn. Okay, this becomes a pair which is in a way different from each other, opposite to each other. Sun is light, Saturn is dark. Next is Moon versus Venus. Both are relationship oriented planet, but Moon is more subjective and Venus is more about universal love. So if you have Venus as your Atmakaraka, you will experience the universal compassion and the universal love for everyone. But if you have Moon as Atmakaraka, you will have certain subjectivity attached to the love. You will have a condition to your love. Okay. Next is Mercury and Mars. Okay. Mercury and Mars is also work in pair when it comes to the Atmakaraka planets. Mercury is all about the intelligence and communication, and Mars is about the aggression and competition. Okay, so these two are also opposite to each other. Now, another thing to look out for is connection of the Atmakaraka with the Darakaraka. Atmakaraka is a planet which is the planet with the highest degrees, which is the most, evolved state of the planet. That's why it is the planet of signifying your soul, which is guiding you in this life. And Darakaraka is the planet with the lowest degree. Those are the qualities which you lack in yourself. That's why you have to seek those qualities in your partner to harmonize and balance your life. Okay, so always look for, whenever, even if you're judging Darakaraka, always look for the Atmakaraka. Okay, let's say you have Atmakaraka planet, or if you have Darakaraka planet placed in the sign of debilitation. Let's say you have Darakaraka planet Venus into the sign of Virgo. Okay, so you will get along well with a person who has Atmakaraka as Venus and is exalted. Okay, you can apply it, but always work through these two houses. No, so always work through these two karakas, Atmakaraka along with the Darakaraka, and Darakaraka along with the Atmakaraka as a pair, and see what's happening in different charts. Okay, so yes, this was Atmakaraka planet as much as I could hold, grasp and share with you guys. If you want to dive deep into Vedic astrology, these two videos on your screen will help you to do the same. Sending you tons of positive energy, sending you high vibes. See you in the next videos. Love and peace. If you have any question, comment down below. I'm waiting for you there. Love and peace. Namaste.